What's up? How is everybody doing? Hopefully, everybody is doing great. Welcome to another edition of Tactical Solutions. This one is called Priceless 3 Points. Yes, priceless. Absolutely 100% priceless. Winning the 3 points in a weekend where all our top contenders were fighting against each other, and we gained point from all of them. They all lost points. The tie between Inter Juventus 1-1 and the tie between Napoli Roma and the win for Milan can only favor Milan. All very good signs that this year might be special. Still too early to say. Still way too early to say whether or not this is going to be a special year. But things are going our way. Things were going our way also last season at this time. If you guys remember correctly, we were winning every game. We were first. And then, of course, with what happened with all our injuries and just the dip of form, we lost points, and Inter just would not stop. They would not lose any players, and they kept on winning and winning. And then they took the title from us. But it is okay. It is okay. It is all right. No problem whatsoever. This year, I feel like Milan is more prepared to manage the high spots of the league. I feel like Milan has that experience already. They know what it's like to manage that high spot, and this year, the management. With the funds they have, with the abilities they had, they added depth to the team. And so let's see. Only time is going to tell whether or not when the second half of the season comes, because right now it's all talk. What really matters is what happens the last month, the last 2 months of the season. That's when we really know whether or not this is going to be our year. But the management does have did procure Pioli with a lot of players. Unfortunately, they keep on getting injured, so he can't use them, and that's the real issue, that they're getting injured. Speaking of injuries, we are going to have a lot of returns this week, actually. Theo Hernandez is back. He's going to be on the bench against Torino tomorrow, so that is excellent news. And for Saturday, we are expected. Ante Rebic actually should also be back for Torino. He's also expected to be on the bench. But on Saturday, we should be getting back Florenzi as well. So there is talks that Florenzi might be ready to at least in the group, come back and train, at least be part of the bench. So we have the depth is coming back. Pellegrini also is back. Christian Pazmino says, what's up, Christian, by the way? I'll say hi to the chat in a second. He's not 100% yet. What's up, Skillets? Slorenzi. Yes, so Slorenzi is going to be back on Saturday. I guess we're expecting to have almost everybody back by Saturday. Apart from, obviously, Mike Magnan, who we're not going to see him for quite a while, which is a shame because he has definitely been a big part of this team. So it is what it is. We have to deal with what we have to deal with. But I think the best news, though, is that Ibra is back. And Ibra is an amazing player, an exceptional character in the locker room. And technically on the field, he's second to none. And what he can do, the way he can just organize an offensive play, organize the team, how well he distributes the ball with so much precision, his geometries, his timings, everything is done at such a high level. It just makes everything easier for everybody else. So we really hope that he can come back at full fitness. And if he does come back at full fitness, guys, then we're going to have a lot of fun, because when Ibra is at full fitness, he is he is a lot of fun. He's a great player to watch, and the way he makes the team play. All right, before I get into today's tactical analysis about yesterday, which, by the way, I did the post match yesterday, and I'm definitely a minority in the way I saw this game. I realized that everybody took a lot of negative aspects out of this game. I didn't see that at all. So I know that the majority does not agree with me with this, but I'm going to go ahead with my tactical analysis, and I'm going to do what I usually do. I talk about tactics. I talk about football. That's what I really love to do. All right. All right. Before going back, let me say hi. What's up, Kangoo? Kangoo, what a disaster, man. You are going through a disastrous moment with Manchester United. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully, it'll get better. Hopefully, get better. Give me your biggest analysis of Conte. You can. I need all the info. Well, Conte is amazing at creating a squad, at making a squad believe in the project, making a squad believe in the idea, in the objectives. Conte is a guy that does not take shit from nobody. So he's excellent at really creating a squad. And and his football is very clear. Like, all the players are very clear on what they have to do, on what they need to do. And Conte has the ability to create teams that can play one-touch football from the back till the front. Literally, when I say one-touch football, I mean one, and goal. So he has the ability to do that. The only thing I would say that the Conte thing, he is a little bit more, he does like to think about defense a lot, and Manchester United, they got to be ready for that. They got to be ready for that. You know, he's going to be a coach that is maybe not going to play the most offensive football, but he's going to be a coach that definitely wins games, and that's something that you can't take away from the man, because he is such a great charisma. He is such a great tactician, but most importantly, he can really get in the head of the players, and that is what a coach needs to be able to do. Whether or not they're great tacticians or whether or not they have great ideas, is just the ability to get in the head of the player and then make that player believe in what they're doing. So that is Conte's biggest strength. So you guys should be fine with Conte, but don't expect beautiful football from Conte. Are we going to Narnia today, guys? I have never been to Narnia, but you know, there are people that like to. Hey, what's up, Nathan? There are people that are always in Narnia. Yeah, sure. Like the video, guys. Next stop is Narnia. Yeah, I read that. And let's see who else is here. Let's see, Marshall. Hi, Roy. I was angry with the show on Sunday. Everyone was so worried about stats. The stats that was important to me was all top 16s drop points but us. We won. Who cares? Yeah, honestly, us winning was the biggest. Was the only thing that mattered. But I did have some reassurances, which I'm going to talk about, which many people disagreed with me, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Conte gonna kill Maguire. Skillard, it seems to be going down tonight. Okay, well, guys, I mean, you're upgrading for, you know. I mean, let's. I'll spend one more minute on this, and then I'll keep on going with the tactical analysis stuff. Conte, you know, has experience. He has won in Serie B. Well, he's won relegation. He's won promotion from the Serie B to the Serie A. He has won the Serie A a bunch of times, I think 4 times now. He has coached the national team. He has let's look at this stat. So Italy has played Spain many times throughout the last 20 years. The most dominant Italy that has played against Spain was Conte's Italy. So that's also a good benchmark to understand the kind of character that he can bring to a team. And then, you know, at Chelsea, he did well. He did well at Inter. So this coach is a coach that wherever he goes, he's going to do well. So you guys are going to be okay. You guys are going to be just fine. RossonARI TV. Amazing. That's the new name, guys. That's the new name. Fab Romano said that Conte doesn't join teams mid-season, but for United, who's Conte doesn't join? Who says that? Nobody knows that. People shouldn't. These are journalists that go out there, that they create a reputation for themselves, and they just say stuff, and you think it's supposed to be like Bible, right? I mean, if the right offer comes, why wouldn't you go into a team like Manchester United mid-season? Who cares? I mean, the objective for him is going to be, for now, just to put the team back together and then make top four. With that team, with those players, I mean, come on, how difficult can it be? Can't wait for Conte to start a fight versus the Glazers. Yes, and that's the other problem. Conte is a coach that wants. He's the most greedy coach that I have probably ever. Him and Mourinho are probably the two most greediest coaches that I've ever seen. So he's going to. But you guys have unlimited funds, guys. You guys are the Super League, so you guys have no problem. You guys will not have no problem. Gianpaolo's agent needs to work his magic. All right, guys, let's get into the tactics of this Bologna game, and let me tell you what I thought, what I saw, and how I think this is going to affect the next game. So, first of all, the key word that I want to introduce is reassurances. I did feel reassured when I saw the game. Relative to the previous two games, Verona and against Porto. And really, that's the best that I took out of the game against Bologna, because we really have to understand that after the loss of Magnan through injury, and then Theo Hernandez, Brahim Diaz, Rebic, all these huge players, Milan just had to transition into something else. Right, with Tatarusano, we saw a different tactical formation, a different tactical approach. So they have to shift into this new approach, which got them the win against Verona. It did not get them the win against Porto, but then it got them the win against Bologna. Now, the difference between Verona and Bologna and Porto is that I saw a team that, even though they did not, it was a soldier without its best weapons. It's a soldier of European caliber, right? They still kept the field. They did what they had to do. The shape looks much better. It looks much more organized. It looks more solid. They're getting the rhythm with the players, and Tatarusano is starting to get better. They're starting. It's that's the thing, guys. It's just how we are built as human beings. The more you do something, the better you get at it. So now this new system that we're probably going to keep on seeing, I don't know when, because I got to see what happens when Theo Hernandez is back. If Theo Hernandez comes back, I do want to really see whether or not they're going to keep this system, or they're going to play like they played part of the end of last season, meaning Theo Hernandez goes up, Calabria, and the Calabria stays down, and it becomes a three at the back. I think that might happen, or we're going to just keep on playing this way, where both fullbacks go up, and then you just have the two at the back, which is very strange, because that was one of the reasons why I think Pioli decided to work on this interchange kind of system, is so that if you lose the ball in the build-up, you have three in the back covering, four in the back covering, because we saw that Milan during Magnan was sometimes building with three, sometimes building with two, sometimes building with four. But the purpose of that, having the midfielders come back and interchange with the fullbacks, I mean, it to me makes sense that the reason why he did that is so that if they lose the ball, they have the cover. But right now, they're not doing that. Both the midfielders are not going. Actually, guys, against Bologna, there was not even one interchange. And I was absolutely crazy. Against Bologna, Benacer and Calabria did not interchange at all. It was always the same play. So, but reassurances, again, we are a European team, okay? We are a European team. We can go to Porto with a really shit team and only lose 1-0, okay? Even though they hit a few posts or whatever, it doesn't matter. But now Milan has entered, what I saw against Bologna is that Milan has entered this consciousness of knowing that they are a European team. And even though it's a European team without its most dangerous weapons, it's still a team that is going to play the football. It's going to impose its own football at the best it can with the weapons they have. So this is my reassurance. Bologna is nowhere near to being a European team. Torino is nowhere near to being a European team. In order to be a European team, you have to play in Europe. And this is what I saw. I saw a European team. And don't be fooled by the fact that because they didn't create many chances, they're not a European team. A European team, you see it by the confidence, you see it by the build, by the organization, by the way they hold the field. One thing Milan did very well against Bologna is dictate the tempo of the game. Milan dictated the tempo of the game, even though it wasn't pretty, and they will lose the ball a lot of times in the last third of the field, but still, from the build up to the last third, Milan almost never lost the ball. And Milan mostly lost the ball in the last third. Then, of course, sometimes you're going to lose the ball in the build-up. But the 95, 98% of the time, the build-up from the back to the final third, Milan never lost the ball. And that is, to me, a team that is probably not going to suffer as much as we think it is against Torino. Even though Pioli said in his conference that he thinks that this game is going to be a game that Milan is going to suffer a lot. I'm going to challenge Pioli. I think he's just playing mind games. I don't think Milan is going to suffer that much tomorrow, guys. I honestly don't think Milan is going to suffer that much. I think they are going to dictate the tempo, and they're going to concede chances, of course, because Torino has the players to create chances. But for the most game, they're going to keep the ball, they're going to dictate the tempo, and they're going to create the most dangerous chances. And then it's up to the day. Are you going to take your chances? Yes or nay? And I think tomorrow Milan is going to play actually a really good game. I'm not, again, the key word for me is I am reassured by what I saw. I'm not feeling as if we're having taken that step back. Now we are taking a few more steps forward, and we're starting to catch up again. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's look at the tactical board. Let's talk about the tactical board. Okay. Maybe this starts Bakayoko with Milan tomorrow. I'm starting tomorrow. You'll see prime seater performance from me. Krunic. Maldini did well to find pieces of that fit Pioli system, regardless of whether they're still raw talents is besides the point. I have faith in Balotelli to come good, just like Lulu Gabbia. Yeah, and also we started the stream saying the difference between this year and that year is that everybody has grown, and we have these added new pieces that are looking good. Balotelli, his performances was good yesterday. As I said, from the back to the final third, Milan always got there with ease. They got there with ease. But also, we have to also know why Milan got there with ease. It's not just because Milan dictated the tempo. It's also because Mihajlovic plays a 5-3-2 defensively. So when you play a 5-3-2 and you only have those three players, you're always going to concede space. The fullbacks are always going to come forward. They're always going to have a lot of space. So Balotelli had a lot of space. Calabria had a lot of space. I'm not sure how Torino plays. I probably should check, and then I can make a better assessment. But Bologna's formation is a formation that is built to win the ball in the final third of the field. And they condense all their players there, and they did a good job at it. Theo back on the bench. Yeah, I feel Balotelli is playing his way into the system. Yes, he is. Definitely. And we definitely did see that. We got Vasil. What's up, my man? How is the sponsor deal? Guys, yes, we have a sponsor. And by the way, thank you for reminding me, Christian. We do have a sponsor. It is Manscaped. Manscaped is sponsoring us. If you guys want to buy the product, please just go to the description and you follow the link. You get 20% off, free shipping. Use the promo code ACM19. $18.99. Everything in the descriptions. We're going to have a stream after the game tomorrow. I don't know. That is not up to me. That is up to Laert. But I am doing the watch along, 100% sure. All right, let's get into the system and what we saw what we saw 2 days ago. Okay. I like this. Scudetto is ours. No need to worry. We need to concentrate and win the 3 next matches. By the way, quite interesting, I want to say, and this is something that we had been saying on this channel too. We're saying if you want to win the Scudetto, you have to beat the smaller teams. And Pioli is saying the exact same thing. Pioli yesterday, for the 10th time, said the exact same thing, that this year in particular, winning the Scudetto means beating the smaller teams. And of course, you can lose some points here and there with the bigger teams. And everybody's going to be doing that. But the key is going to be, the teams below that 7th spot, winning the games against the teams below that 7th spot. All right. So what's up, Christopher? How you doing, my man? What is up? Okay. All right, so let's look at how Milan got set up. So Milan was set up this way. Now, for people that don't know, I color-coded each player based on their functionality in the team. So the red players are what I call role players. These are players that are there just to, not lose the ball, close the channels, etc., just role players. The green players are creative players that their purpose on the field is to create players. Yellow players are players to finalize. They're finalizers like Pellegrini, Giroud. These are number 9s, pure number 9s. And then the purple players are just balance acts. Okay, so the way Milan was set up yesterday was set up with 2 days ago, with a 4-2-3-1. So pretty good in comparison to how we started last time, which we didn't have so many green players, as you can see. Leao, out of our creative players, is the only player that right now has decent match fitness. Ibrahimovic, of course, this was his first game coming in. Played the whole 90 minutes. That was really good for his match fitness. I believe he's going to probably be arrested for the game tomorrow, and then he's going to be back for the Roma game, which is very important. Big games, big players. So I believe Giroud might be starting tomorrow, but then Ibra gets his last 30 minutes. But anyway, Ibra, we saw from him creativity, actually, but we also saw from him lack of fitness, and he's going to get it. It's just a matter of time till he gets it. Then Castillo, he tried to do his work. Castillo, a player that this year has been very unlucky, has been put out of the roster pretty much, and now he finds himself back starting from the first minute after an inspiring performance against Verona, and he played okay. You can't expect much from him either, but he is a player that just genetically, he just doesn't have any fat on him. He's a light player, all muscle, very skinny, light player. So for him, getting to match fitness is not as difficult as other players. But he did get injured. So we started the first half with 3 creative players and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 role players. The way that Milan builds is just a very simple, and they did it again this time. You have the 2 defenders come out from the back, and then you have Calabria and Balotelli, the 2 fullbacks, that move up at the same time on the same line. They're moving up on the same timeline, and as they're doing this, as they're moving up, as the defenders are playing with the midfielders, and as those fullbacks are moving up, they're just that's how they basically create density into the opposition's half. And this is how Milan has been building for the past 3 games, as opposed to all those crazy complex interchanges that they have been doing. So they have gone to this kind of very basic system. But the good thing, again, keyword reassurance, is that in doing this, they looked much better than Verona especially Verona. Porto, different animal, so I'm not going to compare it to Porto so much. But at least against Verona, I saw much more security. Balotelli getting in the game, he's finding his feet. Calabria was excellent. And Chiara and Tomori, they did their job here. And then what happens here on this side of the field? Because Ibra is just not 100%. Casti obviously can't be 100%. Leao is the only 100%. Milan would lose the ball a lot in this area, which would create some counterattacks. And those counterattacks, some of them looked dangerous, but most of them didn't really finish dangerously at all. So Milan was just losing the ball in this area, but coming from here to here, bringing the ball from here to here, it looked very good. So defensively, the way Milan was set up was with a 4-4-1-1. Actually, I thought in the first half, Castillo did a really good job in coming back on the midfield line. Castillo was perfect on the midfield line with Bennacer and Tonali. So they defend this way. Leao a little bit more forward when they defend. He's always a little bit more forward. So it's a straight line of 4, a straight line of 3. Leao just a little bit more forward, and then Krunic playing horizontally in order to help whoever needs, and then Ibrahimovic was just there waiting for a recovery if he recovered the ball. So defensively, that's what they looked like. Offensively, I showed you earlier what they looked like. It was very simple. These are very simple, basic tactics. It's just they are really good players, and they execute these tactics very well. Okay, and then let's see. After first half goes by like this, Milan is winning 2-0. It looks pretty good in my eyes. In the eyes of many people, it doesn't. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. It looked pretty good. Castillo got injured, so Castillo took the bench, and then we had Salamakers. So Salamakers, a player there where again, his function in this team is to be somewhere in between a role player and a creative player. So the team did lose creativity there with the loss of Castillo. Even though Castillo is not that creative, he's not very effective. He does not create many chances, but he does put crosses. He does have that speed to dribble. Salamakers a little bit less. Salamakers, while Castillo likes to play more vertically, he likes to go vertical. Salah likes to play horizontal. That's why we see Salamakers cover a lot of the field. He goes to help the left. He's on the right. Salamakers is kind of everywhere. Then Tonali got his yellow card, and then Bakayoko came in. So the team kept on playing this way, and they got scored on twice. Then they, made the changes. So Krunic was taken out. Krunic was taken out, and then Giroud came in. Giroud, the finalizer, and then Milan played with a 4-4-2 at that point with Bennacer, Bakayoko, and Leao. Leao always a little bit more forward. Salamakers, his job is just to come inside the field and help the rest of the team. Ibra played very deep. And what I love the way Ibra plays. He basically plays like a Pirlo, an offensive Pirlo. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful the way Ibra plays. So he'd come deep, and then we'd have our target man there. So after the Giroud substitution, this is what Milan looked like. And then the other substitution was Balotelli, who actually looked pretty good the game, maybe his best performance so far. He's definitely growing. Then you had Kalulu come in, but Kalulu went here to the right, and Calabria came down to the left. So that's how Milan finished the game. I don't think I'm missing anybody else, but that's how Milan finished the game. So overall, pretty good. The only problem with this game is that after that red card and that 2-0, Milan kind of committed the sin of thinking the game was over. So they kind of let their guard down. That is That is not a good sign. That is not a good thing. That's overconfidence, you know. But that's the problem. I guess when you know that you are a European team, you kind of get overconfident. So they need to stay humble. They need to keep that humility, and they need to, you know, hopefully they learned from this game. I'm sure they did, because that's probably what they were talking about. Not so much the victory, but how did they concede 2 goals, a man down, when they were 2 up. So I'm pretty sure that the locker room addressed this. I'm pretty sure that the club addressed all of this, and it's important that they stay humble. They stay humble, and they keep their head in the game at all time. You can never lose focus. You can play with a European attitude, chest up, chin up, but always keep yourself humble. So aside from that, and the fact that Milan in this particular game, we didn't have many of our creative players, therefore we lost a lot of balls here in this area. Aside from that, the way we held the pitch was very good, so I'm very reassured by this performance. Let's see. What's up, Krunic? I'm Lord. Are you still coaching? I'm not coaching right now, guys. I've taken a break from coaching. I'm going to take a 1 or 2 year break from coaching. I don't understand why Tonali doesn't play Cam instead of Krunic. Yeah, this is something that we've spoken about before. All right. Okay, so now pretty much that is the summary of the game as far as the tactical approach that we use. So now let's go to video evidence, because that's my favorite right there. Video evidence. We're just going to analyze the goals, analyze what did I think of Bakayoko. I think Bakayoko did a pretty good job, even though he hasn't played for almost a month. He came in the game at a point where maybe he had a lot of space, because I think when he came in the game, he came in the game in the second half. So yeah, he did have a little bit of space. Then he had even more space. But Bakayoko, I thought he did pretty good. I didn't, he was the reason why we scored the third goal. I mean, the reason, but he had a really nice play on the wing to create that opportunity that then landed on Benacer's foot, and Benacer, amazing technique, scored a beautiful goal. His distribution was good, his positioning was good, but where he lacked was his ability to press, and Tonali's ability to press right now is second to none. So Bakayoko is nowhere near that. But as on the ball and position wise, in possession, I did not see anything too bad from him. Okay, so let's look at some video evidence now. Let's look at some video evidence. Let's go to the video analysis, and let's go over the key parts of the game, which were plenty key parts of the game, plenty key parts. It was really good, a good game overall. Unfortunate that we conceded those 2 goals. You know what? That unfortunately stained Milan's performance, but that's it. All right, let's look at some video now. Let me prepare the video. Okay, here we go. I need Malinovsky. Malinovsky, what a great Ukrainian player he is. Really doing well with Atalanta. Okay, so let's look at some parts of this game and kind of just analyze some of these moments. Now, I spoke about the build-up. Obviously, Milan was doing this. I'm not going to show you every time they do it. I'm just going to show you one time. That's all we need to do, really. But just show you how they're building now, and how it's very basic. But here, let's look at it. Okay, let me get it. All right, here we go. So here's an example of Milan building from the back. So this was right after a goal kick. Ball goes to Balotelli, and as you can see, They're coming forward, and this is where they just pass the ball in the back, and it helps the midfielders in the middle create space, do the movement, and also you see Bologna is just retreating. But there you see it. Here you're going to see it in a second, just that shape right there. So this shape, Calabria, Balotelli, Kjaer, Tomori, and then you're going to have the two midfielders just move. So they're really building exactly as the formation is put on the field, and then they use this time to come forward, bring the ball forward, and you can see here Calabria and Balotelli are coming up. They're coming up right there, and you can see now they start to interact with the rest of the team, and that's how they've been building possession. So and as you can see, like, they're dictating the tempo, right? They're not penetrating through, because in order to penetrate through, you have to create. You have to be creative, but they are dictating the tempo of the game. So people were asking me, what do you mean that Milan, because I was saying Milan dominated. To me, dominating a football match means dictating the tempo. And this is a good example of them deciding at what tempo the game is being played at, right? So they are deciding on the ball at what tempo the game is being played at. Bologna here not pressing, just waiting. And the reason why Bologna is just waiting and just pressing, because if they do press, they're just going to open up spaces, and then Milan can just find those spaces quite easily. All right, so this is the goal. As you can see now, look at the difference. When Bologna has the ball, we are pressing them, right? We are pressing them. So we are dictating Bologna's tempo, right? They're not playing at their tempo. They're playing at our tempo. We decide at what tempo they play, and this is another reason why I say we dominated the game. So here we go. Tomori with the press. Look at Balotelli come in right there. Everybody is right next to the player, and Balotelli with a beautiful interception. Ibrahimovic, beautiful through ball that then leads to the first goal. So that's what I meant when I was saying we dominated. We didn't look pretty in the way we dominated, but dominating a football match, in my view, is when you dictate the tempo of the game, when you decide at what tempo I play, and I decide at what tempo you play. And a European team does that. A team that plays in mid-table cannot do that. They cannot do that. Okay, so let's keep on going. So that was the first goal. Just one thing nice about this goal, this through ball here is just perfect. Ibra's creativity there, opening up that goal. Then the goal, a little bit lucky, deflection, but the run was amazing. And then you're going to score. Take the shot, and you're going to score. So that was the second moment of the game. And now here we have the red card. Guys, I don't know. You tell me. Did you guys think this was I kind of thought this was a soft red card. You tell me, guys. This one is up to debate, because this is this is all interpretation. When it comes to plays like this, it's interpretation. So this was the play. By the way, guys, I want you to look at Kjaer's pass, but most look at Krunić's run up here. Krunić's run here is absolutely brilliant. Puts himself into space. Look at Krunić's run. Awesome run here by Krunić. And look at that right there. Is he going to get to the ball? Guys, I don't know if he's going to get to the ball. I don't know. Is this a red card in your opinion? I'll take it. Hey, you know what? I'll take it. But you tell me. Roy, I'm impressed with Bologna when the yes, I agree, Nathan. They actually I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Nathan, Bologna on 10 played with good courage. But anyway, what is your opinion, guys? You let me know. I honestly don't know. I do not have an answer for this. It seems soft to me. I don't think he would have got into that ball, but I'll take the red card. Hey, you know what? I'll take the red card. Whatever. It's good for me. Right there. Would he have? I think the ball is kind of far for him. The goalkeeper is not. I don't know. Maybe not. You tell me. But anyway, that was the key moment of the game there when Bologna went down to 10. And Kjaer, good pass, good run by Krunic. All right, so here, what was this? Let's see, now that we have Salamakers. Okay, so here we have some play, just random play. We've got a yellow card. This was Bologna attacking. I think I was going to get to the next play here. Oh, right. Here we go. So this was the second goal, how the second goal happens, right? So it always happens with kind of building that same way. You know, we're building the same way. Ballo-Touré and is coming up the field in that fourth. And here does a really good job. Good cross by Ballo-Touré, creating the space. By the way, Ballo-Touré put in a lot of crosses this game. The thing is that 99% of those crosses ended up on a Bologna head. So it doesn't look like we attacked the goal but we did put in a lot of crosses in this game. So Ballo-Touré, good play here, takes his man on, finds a space to put in the cross. Goalkeeper there. I gotta say that clearance from the goalkeeper is not very good. Gave Castillo the opportunity to take that shot. Then Calabria coming in right there in that spot right there. Pretty good shot, goal. All right, and this is the goal that Bologna scored. So at this point, Milan is winning 2-0. They come back in the second half. They commit the sin of thinking the game is over, and then this happens. So here, Ibrahimovic is right there, as you can see, and there's Bakayoko. So here we go. This is the cross. The cross is going in a place where there's no Bologna players. This was a very unlucky play. This was unlucky. Look, before getting to this Bologna players, there are 3 Milan players that could get to that ball because it's not going into forward. I honestly, but Ibrahimovic is saying, or maybe he didn't say this, but people were speculating he thought Bakayoko was going to get it. But I think it doesn't mean you're supposed to shield yourself as if the ball is going to hurt you. I don't know what Ibra was thinking here. Strange movement by Ibra, strange decision there. But anyway, calls a goal. Okay, now this is the other Bologna's goal, which was a brilliant play, I got to say. Bologna here had an absolutely brilliant play. As you can see here, you see as they're holding the ball in the back, look at how we're look at Bakayoko pressing, Ballo-Touré pressing. Milan is always pressing. We are deciding how Bologna plays. But here, Bologna did a great job. He finds Arnautovic. Arnautovic does a really good turn right here to go for Soriano. Soriano, beautiful pass and great goal by Bologna there. That's a really beautiful goal. Okay, so that's how we got scored on those 2 goals. I think they were lucky, guys. I think they were lucky. I honestly think they were lucky. I honestly think they were lucky. Like Verona. I think Verona was lucky. And Bologna was lucky. Except for that one goal, which they carved out beautiful. But I thought they were lucky. Anyway, let's keep on going. Yes, yeah. At that point, Calabria can't touch him because if he touches him, Calabria would have been it would have been a red card actually. If could have been a yellow and a free kick. Oh, you're talking about the other goal, Oli. Okay. Anyway, so now here these are so now this this is what the game looked like for the rest for pretty much the rest of the time. And these are just samples. So you see there Bakayoko just holding the ball and Milan just squashing the team back. Pay attention to also how Bologna is defending at this point. Here we have they're trying to create. Milan was trying to create there, but a lot of condensity. But Milan, you see, if you're playing this way, I mean, of course, and there was another example of a cross that didn't go anywhere, right? It was a cross and nobody was there to hit it. But Milan was asking. And it was just a matter of time until Milan would have gotten their goal. And here again, another example, cross, but it didn't go through. So they were there. They were putting those crosses in, but a lot of times it just wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't go through. The Bologna defenders were covering, and that's because the lack of creative players makes it makes everything more predictable. And here again, you have some nice 1-2s front of the box, tries to go for the shot, but again, the ball goes straight back. It kind of like how Atletico Madrid played against Milan, pretty much. We were always there. Shot, but it didn't go to goal. Weak shot there, didn't go to goal. But we were always asking. We're always asking questions, and that's, to me, what matters. Are you asking the questions? Are you imposing yourself? And this was what's his name, Giroud's opportunity. At this point, Milan changed to that 4-4-2 system, but they were squashing Bologna. And they kept on asking questions. They were right there. This is a very nice way to find space, guys. Look at that. That's a beautiful way to find space. Look at Benacer right there. Benacer look at Benacer's run. Pay attention to Benacer, how he goes into space and how Milan plays horizontal in order to then find Benacer. Look at Benacer right there, find space, boom, and he's got space, and from a nice shot, but unfortunately too central. So Milan was asking questions. Milan was going there, and then Bologna had moments where they had these counterattacks. And here, guys, look at Salamakers. This was a beautiful play by Salamakers. Great feat by Salamakers right there. 1-2, finds the player in the middle. And here, Ibrahimovic tries to look for but here's another cross, doesn't get it to anybody. So it's not, so we were putting the ball, we were creating chances. It's just that the lack of creative players doesn't allow you to create definitive chances. Another cross. It was just a matter of time until Milan would have scored a goal. And here we have another cross. It was cross after cross. So, you know, this is why I'm saying Milan dominated this game. It's just that, you know, they didn't know, but there was nobody there to connect with the crosses. And that's why it might have seemed as if Milan did not dominate or Milan played poorly. And here's another chance. But of course, you know, Calabria there takes a bad shot. And again, here, I think here's a good image of how Bologna is defending right there. So they got 5 in the back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they have a 2 in the midfield and 1 up here. And which I think at this point, this was going towards the last 10 minutes because I think, I don't know, maybe not the brightest of decisions, but it is what it is. Oh, this was a goal, actually. So this was a goal. So now let's look at Bakayoko's run. Bakayoko, good run into space here. So the ball goes to Balotore. Bakayoko, look at him right there. Makes space for himself. And here, nice footwork by Bakayoko. Really nice footwork. Right there, creates space. Balotore with a dummy. And Benacer with a brilliant shot. So it was just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time until this goal would have arrived. Okay, and then this was the next goal, the last goal, which was, as you can see, 88. This was at the end of the game. At this point, Milan was just dictating the tempo. We're just playing very slowly. They're deciding, you know, high press from Bologna, courageous, very courageous, despite they were only 3. But as you can see here, even at the 88th minute, the defensive shape and the tactics look exactly the same. You have Calabria here on the same line as Kalulu over there, and then you have the 2 defenders, and this is how they were building the whole game, just building this way. Very simple, very basic. And then you have the 2 midfielders here asking for space, you know, finding space, creating space. And here you have a good moment for Tatarusano. Actually, he finds a nice vertical pass right there with a sliding tackle. Then Bakayoko goes back to Kjaer, Kalulu with now the midfield has been split and the defense has been split. A lot of space for Benacer. And here we have the goal. Notice how Leao moves to the wing, which causes Di Lorenzo to kind of keep an eye on him, and which is a bad mistake, by the way, bad mistake. If you're in a spot like this, you commit to the ball, because otherwise you're just going to give Ibrahimovic the space to score, and that he does. So as he comes forward, Benacer comes forward, finds Ibrahimovic. As you can see, Di Lorenzo follows Leao, not Di Lorenzo, whatever his name is, follows Leao, and a goal. So not the most exciting game Milan play, but Milan dominate. These are reassuring. These are reassuring things that we're seeing. That to me makes me very confident about the game tomorrow. Milan is growing. Milan is coming back from this post-Manin era. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. They lack creativity. Exactly. We lack creativity without Brahim. But Bologna didn't score that one. Ibra did. Oh, did I say Bologna scored it? I swear every season Ibra does a stupid move to concede a goal for us when Tata's in the net. I don't agree with it, but I'll tell you how it is while watching you and playing. What? I'm not sure what you're doing. Oh, the game, the red card. This against 9 men, Bologna boy. What experience done this game? Bologna were down a man for 70 minutes and down 2 for over 30 minutes. We were poor, but can score on anyone. Well, I didn't see this. I didn't see that we were poor. I mean, if you don't have players to create chances, it doesn't matter if you play against 9 or 10. You're still not going to create chances. That's why Simeone, who, by the way, has a crazy bench, said, hey, look, listen, Milan is just playing in the back, kind of like how Bologna did here at a certain point, right? If we look at this. So what did Simeone do, when Milan was playing? Look at Bologna's shape right here. So let's say Milan played with 6 at the back and 2 in the middle. At this point, Bologna is playing with 5 in the back right there and 2 in the middle. So what did Simeone do? What did he do? He brought on João Felix when they were down 10 men. What is João Felix? He's a creator. They brought on De Paul, who is a creator. He can create chances. He has assists. He has dribbles. They brought on Griezmann, who's a creator. They brought on Lodi, who was he was technical. So you put on your creators in order to create, because when you're playing against all this density, you're not going to find space. It's not easy to find space. I mean, look at this. Look at here. Look at all these players that are covering the goal. You need a creative player in order to create an opportunity. The players that are on the pitch, Bakayoko is not going to be that player. He did create here, but and then he got lucky that the cross landed on Benacer's foot. Ballatore is not that player. Leao is that player. Ibrahimovic is that player. Giroud is not that player. Giroud is a player that finalizes. Salamakers is not that player. Imagine if we had Griezmann, De Paul, Suarez, Correa, and whoever else they had. Or let's just look at Milan. Imagine if we had Theo Hernandez, Brahim Diaz, Rebic, Leao, Ibra, all of these players fully fit against 9, we would have won 6-0. Playing the way we played, but with our creative players, we would have won this game 6-7-0. And this is why I feel reassured about tomorrow. Of course, Milan can always lose. It's, you're always bound to lose, so whatever. But I am pretty reassured I'm pretty reassured. And tomorrow, we're going to have a good game at the San Siro. Milan knows that if we want to win the Scudetto, we have to take points from Torino. And they know that, the train is still a long way from home. Doesn't matter if it was against 10 or 9 or 8, man. When they park the bus, any team will find it hard to break down. Yeah, right. That's why Milan need to get a cam and a right wing. Cam and right wing is what needed. But we do have a cam and a right wing. We have Brahim Diaz, but he was injured, we have Messias, who, I mean, we haven't seen him yet, but he can play the cam position. We have Maldini. On the right wing, we also have Messias. We don't have maybe options on the right wing, but Pioli doesn't want to play with a right winger. Pioli wants to play with the balancing act, right? Salamakers. Maybe eventually will when Messias is back. We'll see what the team looks like. We haven't even seen this team at full fitness yet. We haven't seen the team at full fitness, so we don't know what Pioli's idea really is. And you know what really pisses me off? That we're not going to see it until January, because a fully fit Milan team is a team with Mike Maignan. Mike Maignan has become such an important part of this Milan that not having him is really, really, really punishing us. Really punishing us. Bring Kaka back. I think he can give us 10 games. Kaka is younger than Ibrahimovic. Kaka is younger than Ibrahimovic, so he could. We have one cam that can start, and the rest are not good enough. Well, I don't want to say that Maldini is not good enough. I think Maldini is. He did his job against Spezia. Obviously, he's not at the level of Brahim Diaz, but I don't know yet. I want to see it. I want to see Messias first. After I see Messias, I can say whether or not we only have one reliable cam. Messias 30. The little that we saw from Messias against a good team like Atalanta was very reassuring. Again, keyword of the day: reassurance. Messias against Atalanta was very positive. Had good moments. Okay, the penalty wasn't his fault really, but he was there. The ball landed on his arm, but he caused the goal. Well, he was part of the goal, the last goal of the game. And let's see what Messias will bring. He should be back soon. And if he is a player that cannot hold up and he damages Milan, then okay. Then we can say, yes, we only have one reliable or one big level cam. Let's see what Messias is like first. Isn't Kaká going to coach now? Oh, yeah, he should. Messias will get very little game time. Well, let's see. Pato's expired. Pato would actually be good for Milan. Pato's expired. Do you have the injury update? As far as I know, what I read this morning is that by Saturday we are getting back. We should have back Theo Hernandez fully fit, Rebic, Florenzi should be back on the bench, and Pellegrini. So we're getting a lot of players back. No word on Messias. Brahim Diaz still positive with COVID. Okay, all right. Let's move on to okay, yeah. So reassurance. Even though Milan did not punch many KO punches against Bologna, I am very confident that tomorrow Milan is going to approach this game with the right attitude. They know what they have to do. They look much more mature. Actually, I'm going to go out on a limb. And again, a lot of people are going to be like, what are you talking about, Roy? But I felt, and I'm not joking, I'm serious when I say this, but I felt like Milan, yes, against Bologna, gained the level when it comes to self-awareness, when it comes to growth. And maybe them gaining that level caused them to not be humble, to be overconfident and just think that the game was over. But that's a part of when you do gain that next level, you always have to be humble. You can't lose the humility. You can never lose the humility. But it did feel to me like Milan now has gained a level when it comes to self-awareness. So, because we're very self-aware about what Milan looks like with Magnan, Hernandez, Brahim, and all that. We know that Milan, with the first lines, is a kick-ass team. The second lines in the Serie A, which is what matters right now, is getting points. We're self-aware. We played against Porto. We played against Atletico Madrid. We played against Liverpool. The Champions League is not new anymore. The Champions League football is not new. These players have already lived 3 games, high-intensity games of Champions, and they lost too, all 3 games, which probably does not make them happy. But they know that they can hang with the big boys. They know. Milan is self-aware that as a club, as a roster, they are aware that they know and they can hang with the big boys. As a matter of fact, the players themselves are the ones that want to win the Scudetto. It's not Pioli. It's not Maldini. It's not us. Whether or not we want to win the Scudetto doesn't matter. We just talk. All we do is talk. We can talk all we want, but our talk means absolutely nothing. But it's what the players want. The players know that they can play against any team in Italy beat any team in Italy. They know that they can play against any team in Europe and compete. And it's just a matter of time when they will learn that they can beat any team in Europe. That's just a matter of time, guys. It's just a matter of time. Roy, what is wrong with the defense as of late, and how do we fix it? We seem very vulnerable after being in Paris at the back. Well, I think Magnan has a big part in it, because Magnan, guys, Magnan saved some goals that were world class saves. You know, if those goals would have gone in, you know, we wouldn't be talking about an imperious back. We'd be talking about a back with holes in it, a back that leaks. So, you know, Magnan is a big part of his team. He's a big part of a team, and the confidence that he brings to the team, and the communication. And also, again, I do really want to emphasize this, as I showed you here on the video analysis, that Milan has literally changed the way they build from the back. So there's going to be a moment of reassessment, a moment of regaining confidence in the movements and in the motions. It's going to take a while. And tomorrow, Balotelli is starting again. Therefore, we're still going to play the same way against Torino. We're not going to see many interchanges. At least I don't think. Maybe we are. I don't know. I don't know what Pioli is going to do. But I think it's going to be mostly the same way of building from the back. And it takes time, because Milan has been playing a completely different way for months now. And all of a sudden, with this huge blow, I repeat, huge blow, which is Magnan, Milan has reverted to this more basic style of building. So it also affects the spacing. It affects many things. And I'm sure, I mean, think about it. You know, think about you. How would you feel if your teammate, which has been a rock in your team, which has been your commander in a way, your leader, because Mike Magnan is a commander, Mike Magnan is a leader. How would you feel if that player gets injured and then you lose him for months and you're not going to see him until next year? The whole dressing room probably decompressed because of that. And that's what I saw against Verona. I did sense that against Verona. The team was decompressed. But it looks like the air is coming back in, and the chest is coming back out, and the chin is coming back up. So all good. I would say all good. It took us 3 years patience with Lau before he came good. Why is it that Milan fans are so quick to pass Daniel to the trash? Yeah, we got to be patient with Daniel Maldini. He's good. Daniel Maldini is good, guys. Honestly, I mean, let's always look at relativity. How good was Brahim Diaz when Brahim Diaz was 19? How good was Leao when Leao was 19? How good was Calabria? How good was Cassia? How good was Benacer? I think Maldini is pretty damn good for his age, and he's already bagged a decisive goal against Spezia. He's I honestly, I would like to see him more. I want to see him more. He's an exciting player. The only player in Torino I'm worried about is Pobega. Do we have a clause on his lawn where he can't pay against us? So basically, right now in the Milan stratosphere, they're talking about this exchange Pobega-Belotti. Pobega doing really well. Caro wants to keep Pobega. Well, of course he wants to keep Pobega, because Pobega comes from one of the best clubs that has ever existed in this sport. He's literally come from that school. Every team that has players that come from this school, they want to keep him, like Pessina, like Cristante, Juventus going for Locatelli. So Milan creates great players. Always, not always, but there's always a number of great players that Milan will create. Pobega is one of these guys. He's doing a great job at Torino. As a matter of fact, I do have just a few more things here that I want to get to, where it talks. AC Milan put out this 1v1 Tonali versus Pobega, which was pretty interesting. I don't know. Pobega needs to come back to AC Milan, especially with Cassie demanding 7 million. Today on the news, they said Cassie is demanding 7 million, and it looks like Milan has given up. Milan has given up. They do not want to give him 7 million. Let's see if this is BS or not, if it's the news just writing stuff. We thought that the newspapers were just writing stuff with Donnarumma and Çalhanoğlu, but it turned out to be that what the newspapers was writing was actually true, to a certain more than what we thought. What about starting Krunic, though? It doesn't excite me for tomorrow. We have Maldini, and we could also put Bennacer or better yet Tonali there. I do think Krunic is starting tomorrow, actually. I do have the probable formation for tomorrow, which is this right here. This is the probable formation for tomorrow. So we have Tatarusanu, Calabria, Tomori, Romagnoli. So Kjaer is going to be rested. According to this probable formation, we're going to see, of course, this is not 100% sure. But Romagnoli is going to be rested. Kjaer is going to be on the pitch instead. Still going to be Ballo Touré. Kessie comes back from the flu, so we have I forgot to mention we have Kessie back. Kessie, Tonali in the middle. Salamakers, Krunic, Leao, Giroud. Okay, all right. So now, if this is the formation, I do want to say something. I do want to point out something, which actually kind of worries me a little bit, to be honest with you. Bro, they have dangerous players. Look at Brekalo, good young player, and Ansaldi too. Ansaldi is okay, yeah. With his runs, Ansaldi would be a good sub for Theo Hernandez. He'd be a good bench player for Milan and Ansaldi to replace Theo Hernandez. All right, let's look at this formation because it is interesting, actually. It is quite interesting. I hope this is not the formation, to be honest with you. But if it is, it's going to be another game similar to the Torino game where we're going to dictate the tempo, but we're not going to create much. Unfortunately, on the right now, we only have Krunic. Sorry, Salamakers. Florenzi is injured. Messias is injured. And Castillo is injured. So I wonder if he's going to bring Primavera players. Let's go back to the tactical board and look at this formation through the lens of the tactical board and see what we can find out. Okay. Okay, guys, by the way, guys, actually, before I go that, guys, please like the video and do all that good stuff. It really helps the channel. And we are sponsored by Manscaped, guys. So big shout out to Manscaped for sponsoring the channel. And guys, if you are interested in buying their products, you can just go to the link down in the description, follow the link, whatever you want to get, 20% off, free shipping, promo code ACM 1899. Okay, so you have that from RossonARI TV, ACM 1899. Just follow the links in the description below. So big shout out to them. All right, let's get back into what we were discussing here about tactics. And what we might see tomorrow. Might. Okay. Here we go. All right, so let's see. Casti is out. Ibra is out, so we have Giroud and we have Salamakers and Bennacer out, Kessie in, Tomori out, Romagnoli in. So this is what we're going to look like tomorrow according to this probable formation. Who knows? But if this is the case, guys, remember we are only going to have one creative player. And that's it. So again, tomorrow it's going to be probably a game where these red players here are going to be very good at bringing the ball up from all the way up to here, to all the way up to here. But once we get in this area, it's not going to be as easy as some people would hope it would be. So it's another game where we're probably going to dictate the tempo. We're probably going to keep the most possession, but we're not going to create many chances. But the chances that we do create, we need to be very efficient. So Giroud now has many minutes in him. Giroud tomorrow, what he needs to do, if he plays, if he starts, he needs to be that connection, back to goal, one-touch pass, layoffs, and then get himself into those nice spaces, and then connect to the crosses, which he did against Bologna, and he did create some problems to the Bologna players. But as far as creativity goes, guys, the only creativity that we're going to get tomorrow is going to come from Leao. He is the only player that can dribble a player and that can create numerical superiority. Salamakers is not that player. Salamakers is probably, we're going to see again, Salamakers come all the way up here and help Leao. Krunic, who has been playing really well, he's going to just help. He's going to be good at keeping the ball, but not at creating. Tonali, Kessie, we're probably going to see a lot of Balotelli tomorrow. Also, we're going to see a little bit of Calabria. But if this is the formation, we're not going to get much creativity. We're going to get a lot of sterile possession, and then we're going to get a few counterattacks because, and this is where we have to be very careful, because when you lack creativity up here, that means that you're going to lose the ball in this area. Now, if you lose the ball in this area, the best thing to do is to have your team up here in a good spot. So if you lose the ball in this area, you can press high and you can win the ball back. And maybe in winning the ball back after we lose it in this area with a high press can really be the extra weapon that we have for tomorrow. That could put Torino in a very precautious problem. That could create a lot of problems for Torino if basically we lose the ball in their third, but then we win it back in their third. That could create a lot of problems. So this is maybe we're going to see some of that tomorrow. We're probably going to, maybe this is how we're going to score tomorrow, by them not being able to get out of their half and losing the ball there, and that's going to destroy them psychologically. But we have to be careful that when they do win the ball in this area, that they do not have players in these open channels here that they can find, because these players can just bring the ball forward. And as they bring the ball forward, the whole team needs to come back, and the team in transitioning back into position is going to have open spaces. So not only we have to press high very well, but we have to make sure that they do not have any outlets. I'm pretty sure that Pioli is probably thinking about all of this stuff and is probably going to do that. But okay, so if this is the formation according to what the reports are showing, we're not going to be that creative tomorrow. It's not going to be a creative game. It's going to be another game where we're going to see, where it's going to seem as if we are struggling. But where we are going to struggle is really in this area here. But from here all the way up to here, basically we are going to dominate the game most likely, because there is absolutely no way in hell that Torino has better players than AC Milan in possession and in holding the field. I mean, there's just no way that can happen. Now, of course, guys, anything can happen. Milan can lose, whatever, all of that good stuff. Who cares? If Milan does lose, it's bad. It's not good, because these are the teams we got to win by. But again, from what I saw against Bologna, I'm reassured that we can, in what I call dominate the game, dictate the tempo. Now, if Giroud is out and let's say Ibra is in, well, Ibra does have one game more in him. We are going to have more creativity, and we're going to have more shots on goal. We're going to have it's going to look a little bit better than actually much better than with Giroud. But he is not fit, and also I think Pioli needs to be careful with Ibra. I think it is the right decision. If Giroud plays, it will be the right decision. So I do not. I'm not opposed to it. Let's see. Salamakers needs to try. Let's see what you guys are saying. People give Roman shit, but to be honest, the season has been much more good than bad. Yeah, I agree. And his and Tomori's actually a sick partnership. Yeah, and also Tomori is playing a little bit too many games, to be honest with you guys. Huh? Like Tomori is just playing game after game. We need to give him a break too. I don't know, but he's young. He's very young, and young players are players that you can put on the field every 3 days. Okay. Okay. Will it be Milan's best start if they win tomorrow? Is it? I don't know. Is that a record? That would be interesting. We need Salamakers to step up his creative level. Now it's getting burnt out early in games because he's the only one creating it. Yeah. Leao is getting. We did see this against Verona, against Porto, and against Bologna. That Leao's first half is always good, but then as the game progresses, because the ball always lands on his feet and he's the one, then it gets too much. Safe says, yeah. Oh, it already is since the 1950s. Well, let's see what Salamakers does tomorrow. Hopefully he can create some good chances. Even though injuries are bad, we've been lucky to have this crisis during these run of games. Yeah, that is true. And again, aside from the Magnin thing, the signs are there, right? We are lucky in the right spots. We're winning games that we do not win. The wind is blowing our way. Let's see, guys. Still a long way to go. Is it away? No, it's a home game in the San Siro. All right, guys, let's go to the last elements that we're going to look at today. Last item, which was a very interesting piece by AC Milan on their website. AC Milan Torino duels. Let's comment on this. An analysis of the most significant duels offered up by tomorrow's midweek matchup. By the way, guys, we are doing a watch along, so stay with us for the watch along. And I believe we're doing a post match either after or the day after. We'll see if Laret is available. Another night at San Siro, another complex and high intensity match. AC Milan hosts Juric Torino. By the way, Juric is an excellent coach, so Juric knows how to prepare his teams pretty well. Torino is a team that could possibly make the top 6 or in the 6th, but maybe 7th position, maybe, but most likely not. Torino not a team to take lightly. In these first 9 games of the season, have shown that they can play against all comers. On the eve of match day 10 in Serie A and the second midweek round of the season, we analyze the most interesting duels. So, Ciprian Tatursano versus Vanja Milinkovic-Savic. AC Milan versus Torino is a match that pits 2 goalkeepers against each other who, with their respective jerseys, have never started as first choices. Okay, good to know. In the role, Ciprian took over the RossonARI goalkeeper in duties after Magnan. Two appearances between Verona and Bologna. 4 goals conceded. Oh, wow, that's a lot already. 4 goals conceded. 5 if you consider. So he's already conceded 5 goals in 3 games. That's a lot. 4 goals conceded and 6 saves made. A save percentage of 60%. Not good. Same thing with Vanja. Okay, so there you go. Their goalkeeping situation is not as good either. Fikayo Tomori and Glacian Bremer, 2 players of their respective rear guards, 2 defenders with similar characteristics, fast, skilled in the air, and athletically disruptive. Fikayo is, with statistics on his side, leads the Rossoneri's for tackles 117, balls intercepted 17, passes made 481, defensive blocks 20. For his part, Bremer stands out among the Granata for defensive blocks 26 and shots rejected 4. So 26 blocks in compared to 20 blocks from Tomori. I guess the thing that you can get out of that is obviously Torino concedes more up chances. Two technical leaders whose impact on their respective departments is very highest level. And this is the one that I am most interested in. Sandro Tonali versus Tommaso Pobega. The Rossoneri, number 8, in his second season with the club, will reach the milestone of 50 official appearances. Wow. Already? Damn. Wait, did I read this right? The Rossoneri, number 8, in his second season with the club, will reach a milestone of 50 official appearances. Man, this guy's been playing a lot against the Granata in the current season. 50, only 21. Okay, he's good. In which he has already distinguished himself as the MVP for the month of September. Wow. Tonali is the first. By the way, Tonali is the most informed player at AC Milan. Him and Tomori and Magnan are the 3 most informed players in AC Milan. In which he was, well, Magnan not anymore. In which he has already distinguished himself. Okay, Tonali is the first among the Rossoneri for passes in the attack in half, 212. That's excellent. And crosses made, 37. Pobega, midfielder on loan from AC Milan, is confirming in the Granata shirt the good things done with Spezia last season. Tommaso is one of 4 midfielders born in 1999 to have scored at least 8 goals in Serie A, along with Dejan Kulusevski, Ahmed Traore, and Nicolo Zaniolo. Not a bad group to be in, huh? All right. Oliver Giroud and Sanabria. So maybe Giroud is really playing. The 2 spearheads against Verona. Giroud confirmed his excellent feeling with the San Siro. True, he does have good. I think he scored all his goals at the San Siro. I don't know. As let's see, and tomorrow he could become the second AC Milan player in the 3 points per win era to score in each of his first 3 Serie A home appearances, after Mario Balotelli in 2013. Okay, Sanabria filled in for the injured Belotti. Guys, by the way, Belotti looks like he's coming to AC Milan. This is excellent news. Excellent news, guys. We need depth, right? We're talking about depth. Well, there's depth for you. Belotti, that's a lot of depth. After Mario, okay. Sanabria filled in for the injured Belotti by scoring 2 goals and providing 1 assist in the first 9 matches. That's it. The Paraguayan is 5th in Serie A for shots attempted, 27, and the first among the Granata for shots on target, only 11. An interesting piece of trivia: Antonio Sanabria's last 3 goals in Serie A have all come from an assist by Christian Ansaldi, who will miss tomorrow's match due to a muscle problem. Okay, so the fact that they do not have Ansaldi means that they do not have their own version of Theo Hernandez. All right. So think about how Theo Hernandez, what he does for us, right? And how Theo Hernandez is this driving force of a team. He brings the ball forward. Ansaldi from the back, right? Ansaldi is the same thing for Torino. So Torino does not have Ansaldi. So that means that Torino is missing a lot of drive that they usually have. Very interesting points. I hope Bremer doesn't turn into prime Lucio tomorrow. Let's see. Hopefully Diaz gets all the clear. Diaz might be clear to go tomorrow or the day after. By the way, his younger brother, Sergio Milinkovic-Savic. Okay. Nice. Cool. I saw we bring back Stefan El Shaarawy. Stefan El Shaarawy. Our left is good with Lau and Rebic. I don't know if there's space for Stefan El Shaarawy. Rather, would you take him out for Rebic? That is a question. Let's also bring back Balotelli, Pato, and Montolivo back from retirement too. How is Belotti coming to Milan? Good news. He's been average ever since that 1 season. Well, you will see, my man. You will see that Belotti is going to bring a lot of depth, a lot of creativity, a lot of goals, a lot of assists. Belotti has a lot of assists in his bag. He's a player with a lot of assists, and he helps the team. He's a player that never loses the ball. He never loses the ball. His ability to hold the ball is really great. His dribbling is okay. It's not the best, but his ability to shield the ball and do what a striker does, a target man, keep the ball in condensed areas and then distribute it back as layoffs or bring it to the side. Also, his crossing is very good. His distance, he's a complete player. His through balls are beautiful. His long shot is great. His inside the box play is great. His crosses are great. The only thing that he lacks is just the dribble in very tight spaces. That's it. Everything else he's got. All Belotti needs is a big team. He needs to get out of Torino. It's time for him to move on to a big club that can offer him more. Roy didn't say that our new Inzaghi is good for death, much better than what we have now. Yeah, true. Does he often get injured? If not, then good. Does he often get injured? Honestly, I don't know. He has regressed, won't take us to a higher level. He spent too much time in an average environment. Well, I don't know. I don't know if spending time in what you define as an average environment means that he can't bring anything to Milan. I'm pretty sure if we had Belotti right now, he'd be playing instead of Giroud, instead of Ibra right now. So yeah. Belotti has been playing for shitty coaches lately, which had a bad impact on his form. Only Juric is good enough, but it's time for Belotti to play for a big club. Belotti doesn't get injured. Okay, so Belotti doesn't get injured a lot, according to Zan Train. And yeah, he just needs a chance to play with a big club. That's it. I mean, he can only either fail or succeed. So let's give him the chance. I hope Milan does give him the chance. My thing is, how many more times are we going to buy those stopgap strikers? First was Ibra, then Giroud, now Belotti. Belotti, guys, is 20. I don't know what you mean by stopgaps, but I'm assuming you're talking about age or something like that. Belotti, guys, is what, 26? Belotti is Belotti is the same age as Rebic. I do not agree that he's been bad for Italy. Not at all. But Belotti is the same age as Rebic. So he's a youngster, guys. Belotti is he still has maybe 10 more years left in the tank, guys. Who knows? And he's been bad for Italy. By the way, Roy, where's Aaron Morali? He isn't on the channel more, and I like the videos he made here. Will he I don't know, guys. Aaron Morali got really busy after a while, and it kind of took time from his ability to make videos, but he's still in the loop. We need Isaac from Sociedad. He's the real deal. Isaac, yeah, very good player. He's a national team player for Sweden. Youngster, potential golden boy. Absolutely. I'm not opposed to players like Isaac at all. Not at all. Isaac is natural replacement for Ibra. Incredible player. Belotti is going to be 28 before January 2022. 28. Yeah, that's a pretty good age, 28. So that means he still has about 6 years of top-level football. And then, obviously, your best is usually when you're from 29 to 33. Those 4 years are usually your best years, because that's when you have a combination of enough experience and your physique at that point has matured. You're strong. You know how to deal with blows. So this is the age for him to do it. You know, I wish it would have been sooner. Sooner would have been better. Having already a few years at Milan would have been better, but it's a decent age for him to join Milan. So he'll join, if he joins Milan, he'll join it at 28. Then he'll go to 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. We still have a top player. Arthur Cabral is a really good option for the striker. Yeah, he's very good too. Off topic, do you think Piatek would have done good in the current team? Yes, I think so. I don't know what happened with Piontek, but yeah, absolutely. I think right now in this team, any striker that is a certain level would do well. I meant a long-term quality striker. It was quality, but short-term. Giroud, opposite of Ibra. Belotti, not enough quality to take us to the title, like Inter or Juve if we don't win it. Wait, Giroud, opposite of Belotti, not enough. Well, no, Belotti is not supposed to be the player that comes in that the Ballon d'Or, right? He's not supposed to be Kaká Belotti is supposed to be, one of the. You need big strikers. You need 3 or 4 big strikers. Belotti should be part of one of those strikers. I Belotti is worse than Rebic. Souza would have been good in this team as well. Yeah, I think so too. Same for Alexander Sorloth. Really powerful strikers. Okay. Yeah, no, look, guys, I'm not saying that Belotti is going to come to Milan and win the Ballon d'Or, but we need big-time strikers. And sometimes they're going to sit on the bench. Sometimes they're not going to sit on the bench. I mean, I remember. All right, guys. Anyway, let's go towards the end of the stream. Let's just do a recap of everything. So pretty much, I feel reassured by Bologna's performance, not the opposite. Not the opposite. I do not feel negative about it at all. I am quite reassured that Milan is going to play a really good game of football, and they're going to kick some major ass, and they're going to get the 3 points. Now, of course, the opposite can happen. Of course, it's football. It's the way it is. It's the way things are. You can't always get everything the way you want it. So if Milan does lose, they lose, but it's not the end of the world if they lose. If they tie, it's not the end of the world. The Scudetto race is still very long, but the players are very self-aware of what they want to achieve. The message that we're getting from these players is that they want to win the Scudetto. They want it. Brahim Diaz knows that he can play against any team in the Serie A and score and do well against any team in the Serie A. Tonali feels the same way. Leao feels the same way. Benasser, Tomori, Chiarm, Romagnoli, all of our players do not fear anybody in the Serie A. The only team that can beat AC Milan is AC Milan. And so they have to be humble tomorrow. If they're going to play with this system or with this solution with only one creative player, it means it's going to be a difficult game. It's going to be a game that when it comes to opportunities and stuff like that, we're not going to see much. But regardless, what we need tomorrow is another set of 3 priceless points, just like we achieved against Bologna. So, guys, having said that, please join us tomorrow for the watch along. We're definitely going to do a beautiful watch along, follow the team, talk about the team as the team plays, a very important game. Actually, before we end, let's just look at the table and let's look at a little bit of Torino's stats, and then we're going to end for today. Okay. It's so nice that Milan is already playing. We got a big game on Tuesday, big game on Saturday. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to see it live, but a huge game against Mourinho. Today we had already. We have some other games. Let me get the Classifica with the information here. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I hope Tatarusano has a good game. I hope Salamakers has a good game, so Nathan can start to love the guy. I hope Krunic has a good game because he gets a lot of unnecessary hate. I hope Ibrahimovic gets himself on the score sheet once again. That would be very nice to see Ibra score. And I hope we can all celebrate together tomorrow, guys. But if we don't celebrate, we can stay united and not lose track of our objectives and who we are as a team. All right, let's look at this. Yes, 100%, my man. 100%. It's so important. It is so important. So important. Okay, okay. Here we go. Let's look at the league table. Let's just finish off with this, and then let's take it home. All right. Let's see. Are you guys seeing it? How are you seeing it? Let's bring this down. Okay, there we go. More. All right, so as you can see, we are second because of goal difference. Goals against only 3. Oh, by the way, guys, so I did a thorough research on this, and I've looked at the Serie A for the past 30, 40 years. I'm just looking every single time, every single ending stat. So basically, the 98% of the time, the team that that concedes the least amount of goals is the team that wins. But sometimes the second team that concedes the least amount of goals. One thing that was sure is that it's never the third team. It's only between the first and the second, mostly the first and sometimes the second. So we are still okay as far as goals against. As long as we stay in the top 2 as goals against, we have a good chance of winning. So we got to watch out for that. When it comes to goals for, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Sometimes it's so random. Every year it's so random. It's almost, actually, it's rare. Well, it's not rare, but it's not a high percentage of the team that scores the most that wins. It's always the team that either scores the least, concedes the least, or the second that concedes the least. So let's look at goals for our home form. Since we're playing at home, played home, 4 wins, 1 tie. Away, just like last year, all wins. Very good. We played 4. So just like Napoli, 8 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie. Inter, who are third, 3 ties, 1 loss. Roma, 3 losses. Juventus, only 2 losses, 3 ties. Atalanta, 2 losses, 3. Guys, Juventus, by the way, we were all saying how Juventus was done, it was over, and lo and behold, here they are already back in the top 6. And then that was Bologna. And so let's look at Torino. So Torino, 9 games, 3 wins, 2 ties, 4 losses. Their home form, their away form, which would be there, is 2 wins, 1 loss, and 2 wins, 1 tie, and 1 loss. 2 wins, 1 tie, and 2 losses away. No, that's home. I'm making a mess here. Away form is 4 games, 1 win, 1 tie, 2 losses away. Hopefully becomes 3. Goals conceded, 10. That's just 1. That's not bad. Not bad. We conceded 9. They conceded 10. They have scored 12. We have scored 22. Huge difference there. That's a huge difference when it comes to scoring goals. But unfortunately, tomorrow we do not have many creators, so that's going to affect the game. So not bad. It should be good, guys. It should be good. These 2 teams are fighting for different objectives. Torino is fighting to stay in the Serie A. Maybe they're going to fight for that 7th spot, but I think that 1 through 8 is most likely going to stay like that, some sort of assortment of that. These are the teams with the most resources. These are the teams with the best coaches, best projects. Bologna could get in there. Maybe Lazio out, Fiorentina out. Torino could get in there. You have Verona that is above Torino. You have Empoli that is above Torino. You have Sassuolo, Udinese. But most likely, the top 8 is going to finish like that. Most likely. Right there. So, and then, of course, the order, who knows? Hopefully, the order honestly does not matter. The only thing that we hope is that Milan win or Inter doesn't win. As long as Inter doesn't win, that's okay. But if Milan win, even better. Even better. Even better, yo. Even better. Okay. Belotti is closer to being a has-been than a baller. Well, this is his opportunity to change that, guys. Anyway, listen. Thank you everybody for joining me today for Tactical Solutions. I really appreciate everybody being here. Remember one more time that we have a sponsor, Manscaped. If you're interested in their products, you can just use the link in the description and use a promo code 1899. Shout out to them for that. So having said that, guys, thank you very much. Much appreciated. We will see you tomorrow against Torino. Vai, Forza Milan. Alla prossima. Arrivederci. Ciao.